Welcome to Friday Fives, a new series that I'm going to be doing. If you are watching the replay, drop me a wave or just like a five, like a palm hand, so that I can know that you saw this and I can say hey to you after the video is over. My name is Morgan Zambrano, and my goal is to take all the nerdy things that I research and put them into easily digestible tips and tricks for like the average distributor. So anybody will be able to implement these simple tips that I'm going to be giving you every Friday. So today we're going to be talking about Facebook group engagement. So drop me like a emoji. You like that one? If you wish that your customer group was like a little bit more active. So maybe you are new and you don't know how to get your group to start interacting. Like you're nervous, they're nervous. It's just like that awkward shuffle of like everybody's new and doesn't know what to do. Or maybe you've been around for a while and your group is just kind of slowly like stalling out and you're like, I don't know how to get these people excited again. I don't know what to do. Like, am I doing everything wrong? Don't panic. Let me tell you, my group has gone through so many peaks and valleys over the course of the last 3 years. I've had engagement up to like 10,000. I've had engagement down to like 500. Like there are peaks and valleys. But what I know is that when I go back to the basics, the total basics that I'm going to be teaching you, it always turns around. And the funny thing is it doesn't really have much to do with like the actual content that you're posting. There are simple tips and tricks that you can do to get your engagement up. So first, let's kind of talk about the Facebook algorithm a little bit and set your expectation. So did you know that like 90% of people that get into your group, that accept into your group, they even click the little accept button, they get added to your member count, 90% of them will not come back to your group. 90% are never going to check your group again. What does that mean? That means they are only going to interact with the posts that are actually coming through their news feed. When they are lost in the scroll, those are the posts that they're going to interact with. They're never actually going to check your group. So if you have 100 people in your group and you make a post and like nobody comments on it, and then you panic and you're like, oh my God, I just made a post. 100 people saw it and 100 people didn't comment. I suck, like I don't know what I'm doing, I shouldn't do this, they are bored of me, whatever, you start to like panic. And then you see groups that have like 1,000 people in them and you're like, oh my God, I want 1,000 people in my group. How did she get 1,000 people in her group? Guess what? Member count does not equal engagement at all. Member count does not equal sales at all. It has nothing to do with that because 90% of people are not ever going to check your group again. They're only going to check what comes through their news feed. So how do we get them to, how do we get our posts into their news feed? And like, what are some simple tips and tricks that we can do to get into their news feed and to get them interacting? So it's that two-step process, okay? So whenever you're thinking about engagement in your group, and if your engagement is low and you're like panicking, start with step one. Step one is, are they even seeing my posts? And don't ask, because that's just awkward. Think about it and be like, okay, how can I assure that they are seeing my posts? And then once you know that they're seeing your posts, then we can focus on the content and how to get them to engage, okay? So Friday Fives, 5 quick tips, simple things that you can do. Tip number one, not step number one. Tip number one is to interact with people, to be a giver and not a taker. Facebook does not like people who only put out posts and don't ever comment on anything. So you need to go and you need to comment on their posts, okay? So you can pick 10 people that you wish would interact in your group and go check their profile and interact on what they post. That is how you can get more people to comment on your stuff, is to comment on theirs. You comment on their posts. Oh my gosh, your baby is so cute. You guys, how many people have had kids in just the past like month? Like, oh my gosh, your baby is so cute. They respond to that comment and they're like, oh my gosh, thank you. And then guess what? Facebook sees that you guys are creating a relationship. Facebook is all about social media. Facebook wants people to see the posts that they want to see. Facebook wants people to interact with the people that they are creating relationships with. That's what Facebook is all about. So when you comment on their post and they respond to your comment, guess what? The next time you make a post, Facebook is going to remember, oh, they were commenting back and forth yesterday. So maybe they now want to see each other's posts today. And Facebook is going to boost both of y'all in each other's timelines, which is what we want. We want the news feed. We want to be at the top of everybody's news feed. So you have to go through and you have to comment on their posts, interact with them, get into Messenger if you can. Another tip, not on my list, is to watch their stories and respond to their stories. So if they, like, I'm always commenting, I'm always posting pictures of baby Asher, who is right here next to me. You might be able to hear him kind of fussing a little bit. He's always fussing. And so I post pictures of baby Asher. I post videos of baby Asher, and guess what? People message me all the time just through my stories. They don't even expect a message response back. They're just typing like on the story and it goes to my Messenger, but it's boosting my algorithm with them. So be commenting on their posts, be responding to their comments when they respond to you. And then another extra bonus tip is to be in their stories and be watching what they're doing, get to know their life, and they'll start to get to know yours. Okay. Tip number 2, let's see, which one do I want to do? I have 5. Don't be afraid to tag people. So if we're starting with step 1, which is making sure that they're seeing our posts, we make sure that they see our posts, 1, by commenting on their posts, and then Facebook sees that you're friends and boosts you guys together, okay? But tip number 2 is to tag them. That is the only way that you know for sure that someone knows that you made a post. It's the only way. It is the only thing, is to tag them and say, hey girl, I know Facebook kind of sucks with notifications, if you're like, you know, cool with them like that. Or, hey girl, oh my gosh, I thought of you because this new blue lip color came out and you're the only person I know that loves blue lip color. Or, hey girl, I know you love free stuff, I'm doing a giveaway. Hey girl, I'm trying to decide which new color I want to open. Which one do you like? Comment and tag them in your post. That's okay. And if it feels spammy, then you need to think about what it is that you're posting, okay? So if it feels spammy, then what you're posting isn't something that you really want to share with everybody. You should be posting stuff that creates conversation if you want engagement. So be thinking about what you're posting, and then you can tag them, and then you know that they saw your post. And if you tag them and you, like, don't just tag them, but tag them and say something. Say why you're tagging them. And then, again, they'll respond to your comment. And then you can start a conversation, and then you're boosting your algorithm, and then they're seeing more of your posts, okay? So comment on their stuff and tag them in your stuff. You have to be confident in what you're doing, okay? And then, so once we know that they are seeing our posts, let's see, which one do I want to do? The biggest tip that I have is, like, are you asking them to interact? That's honestly the number 1. I do a lot of, I can't think of the word, like, I can't even think. Like, I will check people's Facebook groups. People will have me check their groups for them, and I'll kind of give them like a quality analysis of like, here's what I think that you can do better. And one of the biggest things, people say, people aren't interacting on my posts. And I go and I look through their Facebook posts, and I'm like, you're not asking them anything. Like, there's no reason for them to engage. Like, yeah, you can post a selfie and you can say, oh my gosh, like, look, I'm wearing blue lipstick today, or blue is my power color, or anything about that, and they're like, oh, cool, and then they scroll on, but they're not gonna comment. There's nothing for them to comment. So instead, you could say, oh my gosh, would you ever wear a blue lipstick, or is this totally crazy? Or if you're wearing a red, you could be like, hey, I'm wearing blue red today. This is my favorite red. Which red is your favorite? And post a selfie with a collage of all the different reds. You have to ask them a question. You have to create the conversation. You have to be the one that's engaging with them through your posts. You can't just throw up posts every day with no questions for them to answer and expect them to comment, because what are they going to comment? Like, you know, like, my mom is really nice, and she'll comment, like, she puts hearts on every single one of my posts, every one, because that's, like, she's my mom. But you don't want that with your customers and with your followers, with the people that are interacting with you on a business level. You have to get them engaged with you, okay? So make sure you're asking them some sort of question. And then another bonus tip is to put the question first. So a lot of people, and I do this sometimes, and then I have to go back and edit it. I will post like a paragraph of what I want to talk about. If I want to talk about climate control, I'll do a paragraph about climate control, and then I'll ask a question about like, when would you use climate control or something? That's a stupid question. But, you know, like I'll post a question, okay? The question needs to go at the top. Like, do you have super dry skin? Do you, have you ever seen the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding and they use Windex on everything? Like, put the question at the top and then put the paragraph, because people don't really read the full paragraph, to be totally honest. Most people don't. They're not going to click see more. If they have to click see more, they're going to keep scrolling. So put the question first. If you type out a paragraph and then you put the question, just like highlight it and put it at the top, okay? That's an extra like pro tip. Okay, and then what am I on? What am I on? I think I'm on 4. I think I got lost. Okay, so no. Oh, really? I got lost here. Another question is, are you interacting yourself? This is a big one that I fall into. Because it's hard to interact with everything, with every single comment. If you are working your business the way you should, and you're posting and you're messaging people and you're doing follow-ups and you're doing live videos and you're doing like all the things, it's very hard to respond to every single comment, but let me tell you, it is one of the most important things you can do for your business. It's so simple, and it will hurt you if you don't do it, okay? So every comment, I don't care if someone comments on your live video like 10 times, honestly, it's really good to respond to every single comment as much as you can. Even if you do like a drop a party GIF, like respond to every GIF with another GIF. Respond to them how they commented. So if they comment with an emoji, respond with an emoji. If they comment with a GIF, respond with a GIF. If they comment you a paragraph, they want a paragraph back. So respond to their comment how they like comment, but make sure that you're responding to every single comment, because imagine, oh, baby Asher. Imagine if you commented on someone's post multiple times in a row and they didn't respond. After like 2 or 3 times of not getting a response from you, they're gonna stop commenting, okay? So you have to make sure that you are responding to every comment. Even when when I start to get like super busy and frazzled and I can't respond to every single comment, if I see key people that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to create a relationship with her, I will respond to that person's comment. Like I will go through and make sure that I didn't miss anyone. Like I love my mom, but I don't need to respond every single time that she posts hearts on every single one of my posts. Like I don't need to do that. But if there's like a brand new customer who comments on something and I have 100 comments and hers is in there, I'm going to respond to her because I'm actively trying to create that relationship with her. So just make sure that you're always responding to as many comments as you can. I would respond to every single comment if you can. I do it every day as much as possible. I will literally go through at the end of the day and try to respond to every single comment as much as I can. And then, tiny one. You guys are going to see my like super messy background if I reach down to grab her. Come here. Come here. I only have one tip left. Okay. Here's baby Asher. Let's see. What's the last? So are you asking them to comment? Are you interacting yourself? Interact with your people by commenting on their posts. Don't be afraid to tag people in posts. And then the last one is my favorite. And it's the one that's really going to build your community, that's going to build your culture to be more than just you. More than just you interacting and people interacting with you. Like, yes, my group is called Life Itself with Morgan, but people comment more on Colby's selfies than they do on mine, you know? So it's about creating that culture. So tip number 5 is to have a really open culture of sharing, not being afraid to ask for help. Ask people to share photos of their orders. Ask people to post selfies. And make sure that you're doing what you want the other people to do. So when anybody in your group posts a selfie, comment on their selfie. Oh my gosh, blue red looks amazing on you. Because if you don't comment on it, nobody else is going to. And if someone in your group posts a selfie and nobody comments on it, that's going to make nobody else want to post a selfie, because that hurts in a way, you know? Like, you want people to comment on your selfies. If you post a selfie, you want positive feedback. So immediately give them that positive feedback, which will create other people to comment on their posts. Give that positive feedback. And then when you see all those people commenting, then they're going to want to post their own selfies to get that positive feedback. So you are creating a culture where people are just loving on each other and posting selfies, and it's just really great. So my tip would be to get your first few people posting selfies. Seriously, when I first started, and even now, like, I ask my like my mom, my mother-in-law, like my friends, like the people that are closest to me, even if they're rolling their eyes, I'm like, please, like, you just ordered Lexi Berry, can you post a photo in Lexi Berry? They post a selfie in Lexi Berry, I comment on it, other people comment on it, and you're creating a culture, okay? So it just has like a snowball effect. So make sure that you're not afraid to ask people to get it started, because that's how it starts, and then it has that snowball effect, and then it turns into a really great group that people want to be a part of. And like I said at the beginning, 90% of people are not gonna return to your group. But guess what? If they know that people are posting selfies every day, people are posting their orders, that you are gonna respond to their comments and you're gonna show them love, they are gonna return back to your group, and you are gonna be greater than that 90%. So I wanna give you some homework, and that is to go into your group, to look at like your 20 most recent posts. You can do more if you have time, but to look at like your 20 most recent posts and write down, like literally take a notebook and write down what they are. So maybe you'll be like, you know, December 30th, I posted a game and it got this many likes and this many comments. And go through and like write what it is, how many comments it got, how many interactions it got, and it's gonna give you an idea of what your people like and what your people don't like, honestly. And not to say like, if nobody posts on product graphics, like you can't just like not post products, but you can do more of what they do like. If you're like, oh my gosh, I had 50 people like a picture of my baby, I guess I should post more pictures of him, but maybe I can get him to hold LipSense or something. Like, there are different ways. If you are actually looking and tracking what people like, then you can be smart about it. So go through your group, see what people like, see what they don't like. It'll give them an idea. It'll give you an idea of what content people interact with. And then if you're doing the other 5 tips, you're gonna see your engagement go up. So those are our Friday 5s. And if you have a request for another Friday 5, a topic that you would like 5 tips on, then drop that in the comments, and I will see you next Friday. Bye, guys. Say bye. Say you'll see me next Friday, too, because I'm always fussy. Yeah. Bye, guys.